In the heart of a city that never sleeps, where ambition pulses through the crowded streets and neon lights drown out the stars, lives an artist named Elena, a woman with a gift she's quietly carried her whole life. In this place where fame is the currency and noise the language, Elena feels like a whisper lost in a deafening roar, her art both her solace and her torment. She paints not for accolades or recognition, but because each brushstroke is an extension of her soul, a testament to a promise she made to her late mother to never let her talent die, no matter how hard the journey. But in a world that seems to celebrate spectacle over sincerity, Elena's delicate creations are eclipsed, overlooked, invisible. She watches others rise to fame while her own work, imbued with raw emotion and quiet beauty, remains unseen by the very world she hopes to reach. Yet when a chance encounter with a mysterious mentor offers her a glimpse of recognition, she's forced to confront a daunting question. Will she change everything she holds dear for a chance to be seen? As Elena's path winds through betrayal, unexpected alliances, and moments of harrowing self-doubt, she must decide whether to remain true to herself or bend to the demands of an unforgiving world. Her journey becomes more than a quest for recognition. It's a battle to reclaim her voice, to honor the legacy of her mother, and to remind herself and others that real art transcends fame. Her story is not just one of an artist. It's a universal story of resilience and courage, a testament to the power of authenticity in a world that often favors noise over substance. Elena's first steps into the city are filled with hope. Freshly arrived from a small town, she finds herself both in awe and overwhelmed by the sprawling, dizzying metropolis. Towering skyscrapers cast long shadows over her path, and the streets hum with life as throngs of people move with purpose and speed. For Elena, who had grown up painting serene countryside scenes, the city represents a chance to be seen, to make her mark. But as she navigates the bustling art scene, she quickly realizes that the city she once idolized is not a place of instant acceptance. Galleries are full of modern, commercialized works, bright, garish pieces designed to capture attention in seconds. Her own style, delicate and soulful, feels like a whisper drowned out by the city's roar. Each time she sets up her easel in the park, it's a silent battle against her own insecurities, wondering if anyone will notice the beauty she tries so hard to create. Elena's story begins to deepen with the introduction of her personal history. Her mother, a former painter herself, had raised Elena with the values of patience, humility, and passion. But her mother's career had been crushed by a series of betrayals and criticisms that shattered her confidence. Before she passed away, she made Elena promise one thing: no matter what, don't give up your art. Let it be your voice. The weight of this promise anchors Elena, even as self-doubt threatens to pull her under. In the city, however, her mother's legacy feels more distant, with every failed attempt to be recognized. The art world is less about heart and more about spectacle, a ruthless realization that she feels acutely with every rejection letter. She considers giving up, breaking the promise she made, and finding a normal job, though each attempt at abandoning her art feels like a betrayal of her own soul. One chilly evening, while painting in the park, Elena notices a man sketching nearby. He's tall with an intense gaze, his hands moving across a leather-bound notebook with practiced ease. Intrigued, she tries to catch a glimpse of his work, but he closes the notebook sharply when he notices her interest. Later, he approaches her with a comment on her work, his words both cutting and insightful. "Beautiful, but it won't sell," he says. This man, Luca, is a renowned artist known for his edgy, provocative pieces that shock rather than soothe. Despite his biting critique, Elena feels drawn to him, curious about his success and his guarded demeanor. As they talk, Luca warns her about the brutal realities of the art scene. He offers to mentor her, claiming he sees potential in her. Torn between her quiet ideals and Luca's seductive confidence, Elena reluctantly agrees, though she suspects his intentions may be more complex than he lets on. With Luca's guidance, Elena's work starts to evolve, though she feels a growing unease with the direction her art is taking. He pushes her to be bolder, more controversial, encouraging her to adopt styles and themes she never would have considered. Luca arranges for her work to be shown at a high-profile gallery event, but under one condition: she has to change her style to fit a darker, more marketable image. The event is a whirlwind, a glamorous affair full of the city's elite. Her work gains attention, but the admiration feels hollow. A wealthy patron offers her a lucrative contract, but the terms mean she would have to produce art that no longer feels like her own. Torn between her principles and the allure of success, Elena feels trapped, knowing that Luca's help has come at a steep price. Just when Elena feels she's lost all connection to herself, she crosses paths with a woman named Mara, an elderly art enthusiast who frequents the park. Unlike the others, Mara takes genuine interest in Elena's art, engaging her in thoughtful conversations and reminding her of the joy art can bring. One day, Mara shares a story about her late husband, a poet who spent his life creating works that only a few ever read. He wasn't famous, but he touched people's lives, Mara says. Her words echo in Elena's heart, reigniting her passion and prompting her to make a bold decision. She will find a way to pursue her art on her own terms, even if it means letting go of the chance for fame. As she distances herself from Luca, she uncovers disturbing truths about his past. Rumors circulate that he's sabotaged other artists, using his influence to mold them into his vision, and then casting them aside once they no longer serve his needs. Confronting Luca, Elena demands to know his motives, only to have him remind her of her own doubts. "You wanted to be noticed, didn't you? I only showed you what the world wanted," he says, leaving her questioning her own desires and the compromises she's made. Determined not to be his next casualty, Elena breaks away from Luca's mentorship, though not without consequences. Word spreads quickly that she has defied him, and doors start to close as galleries and patrons loyal to Luca turn their backs on her. Facing rejection from the art world once more, Elena decides to hold her own exhibition in the very park where she began her journey. With help from Mara and a few friends, she organizes a grassroots art event, inviting people from the community rather than the elites who had dismissed her before. Her work reflects her true self, pieces that celebrate resilience, kindness, and the beauty of everyday life. The event is a humble success. Visitors, moved by her authenticity, share stories of how her art speaks to them, rekindling her belief that her work can make a difference. As she reconnects with her purpose, she feels the strength of her mother's promise in every brushstroke. Just as Elena finds a sense of peace, Luca reappears with a proposition. He offers her a partnership, promising to erase the barriers he's put in place if she agrees to work with him again. The catch: she must compromise once more, producing pieces that align with his vision. With her newfound clarity, Elena realizes she has the power to choose her own path. Refusing him outright, she makes a public statement denouncing the toxic practices she once endured. Her act of defiance attracts the attention of an independent art critic who writes a glowing review of her work and her courage to stand alone. The piece circulates widely, drawing a supportive audience to her work and leading to new opportunities built on her terms. Elena's journey from an overlooked artist to a voice for authenticity in art becomes her legacy. Her pieces begin to garner interest not only for their beauty, but for the story they carry. A story of resilience, of holding fast to one's values in a world obsessed with fame. As the years pass, she continues to paint, each piece a tribute to the power of persistence and kindness, to the profound impact of small gestures. And though fame was never her goal, her work begins to attract international attention, her journey inspiring countless others to follow their path without compromise. Elena's story lives on in her art, her journey a testament to anyone who has ever felt unseen, unheard, or undervalued. Her pieces find their way into homes, public spaces, and galleries, touching lives just as her mother's promise touched hers. The vibrant colors and gentle strokes she once feared would be lost now stand as reminders of the strength and beauty that flourish when we stay true to ourselves. Her story tells us that no matter where you are or what situation you're at, never forget who you are and follow your passion. Success is coming after you.